Hello there, and welcome to the final edition of Rooster Reports for this week. Very few people living in Thailand will have been surprised by the gun violence on display during a shooting incident in Petrobras, in which a 29-year-old man a couple of days ago took pot shots at his neighbours, killing 3 people and injuring several others. There's absolutely no doubt at all that gun violence in Thailand is rampant. A worrying new trend recently has been the propensity for several spree killings, which we saw several years ago at the Terminal 1 shooting in Korat that killed about 3 dozen plus people, and the horrendous, again, spree killing at the nursery school in Nong Bu Lampu, which tragically killed so many children. Trust me, gun violence in Thailand is nothing new, and I want to just make a few observations on that, because you often see online people saying, there's been this explosion of violence in recent years. I don't really believe that, except for those spree killings, which is worrying. But I think mostly it's pretty much always been like this. And I'd also like to say that I actually feel very safe in Thailand. I came here from London, and I always felt there was a culture there of, ooh, you looking at my girlfriend, mate? The sort of completely unnecessary violence. And I always felt much safer walking the streets of Bangkok than walking even the gentle suburbs of South London. When I came to Thailand, I was absolutely desperate to learn to read and write Thai, but I was sort of bored by most textbooks. So I wanted to learn by using something which really interested me, and that was crime. So I bought loads and loads of crime magazines. They were called 191 and Achiagam, or Crime in Thai. I have more crime magazines under my bed than a teenager has penthouse. Well, probably dates me. We all have our anecdotes about crime, and I've got a few to share with you. One of my first girlfriends, funnily enough, was a girl from Ranong in the south of Thailand. Quite a hot-headed young lady, I must say, who told me in the very early days of our relationship that she kept a gun under her bed, which I saw. I made no fuss at all when she ran off with somebody from the British Embassy and went to live in England. Then in the 1980s, the authorities introduced a campaign to stop, or to try and stop, people taking weapons into places like bars and go-go's and that. And you'd see this sign that went up absolutely everywhere, and here it is. And in Thai, there you go. It's Ket Blot Awut, or area free of weapons. There you go. And you can see those signs to this day on above the door on places like bars, go-go bars, even restaurants, where they had this program many years ago. I also remember a very close friend of mine who's a teacher, who rather foolishly gave a Thai driver the finger when at an intersection in Bang Na, and thought that was the end of it, until the driver followed him to his house and stopped him outside the gate and pointed a gun at his head. Said, "You apologise now," or words to that effect. My friend certainly did, and fortunately got away with that, and nothing more came of it. But there was a lesson to be learned. When the subject of violence of this nature comes up, it's always, is Thailand safe, or is Thailand a really dangerous place? My contention is that it is a very safe place, but I'm going to put a few caveats on that. I think that the Thais have many different smiles, and one of their smiles is something which I don't know if I can do it, but it's something like, oh, I can't do it, can I? But I can recognise it, and it's the smile that says, "You, mate, are completely and utterly testing my patience, and if you don't stop, I'm going to blow your brains out in the next few minutes, or bash you to a pulp." I honestly believe that if you make trouble in Thailand, and British lager louts in particular should be listening, then trouble will return to you tenfold. I honestly believe that if you don't make trouble in Thailand, go with the flow, then you'll be safe, you'll be fine. I think my own experiences in the country, I'm fortunate that I've never had a gun pulled on myself, although I was in a bar once when someone was flashing a gun around my face, but it wasn't directed at me. And my own experiences and that of friends who've lived here for decades like myself is that it's a pretty safe place, and if you don't make trouble, you won't have any trouble yourself. I'd also just like to comment before I sign off on a story that was related to one that I commented on the other day about Thai parents not doing enough to raise the question of violence by teachers against their children in the school. This was one on ASEAN Now yesterday, in which a computer studies teacher was arrested for molesting a 13-year-old girl. Obviously, absolutely horrendous. But as part of the story, it was revealed by the police who investigated the incident that the man had actually done such things to children in class on many occasions, and parents had actually accepted money and let him get on with it rather than go to the police. I mean, that sort of thing just beggars belief. Come on, parents, step up, protect your children. Anyway, on those cheery notes, that brings this week on Rooster Reports to an end. Do you like my watch, by the way? I'll catch you on Monday. Have a good weekend.